Hey, this is Brittany, CEO and founder of Talented Teams Consulting, and I am back with day 6. I cannot believe it. Day 6 of this 30-day series where I'm talking to HR Department of One professionals to talk about ways you can grow your career with intention. That is the goal of this entire 30-day series. I hope you're coming along this journey with me because, again, the goal is to help you to not only build your experience, but grow your credibility and ultimately transform your career. Your career is no one else's but yours. You have the power, you have the authority, you have the opportunity to impact your own career in such a powerful way if you just get in front of it with your intentions. And so that's what we're talking about over these 30 days. And I am so happy that you are going on this journey with me. So today we're going to be talking about why it's so important to not despise small beginnings. No matter where you are in your career, whether you've been in your position for a few years and you're not seeing any growth, or you've been in your position for a few weeks and you're not really sure what's going to come next. No matter where you are, do not despise these small beginnings. As long as you are intentional about the effort that you put up, as long as you are intentional about the way that you interact with other people, as long as you are intentional about the control that you have over your day and yourself, you can see so much growth in your career. You just got to put in the work. And so we're going to be talking about ways to do that by not despising small beginnings in this video. So to reintroduce myself, I started in my HR career as an unpaid HR intern. And I worked in that role for about 4 months. But just to kind of give you some context, I started as an unpaid HR intern in an organization where there were no interns. I requested to be an intern because I needed that opportunity to complete my undergraduate studies. So when I went into the position, there was no template, there was no blueprint, there was no one else that was doing the same thing that I was doing. So I was a bit of an outcast outside of my immediate supervisor, who was an awesome angel. I thank God that she was there in place to allow me to have this opportunity, because otherwise I don't know how I would have gotten my internship completed. That's a whole other story. But outside of her and the CEO, there really were no other people in the organization that I initially clicked with. I was a bit of an outcast. People really didn't know why I was there. People didn't really care that I was there. And I literally feel like I started from the bottom, I was a bit of a nomad. There was no desk for me at one point. So I was working in different departments. And because I was in college at the time, I would have different areas to walk into or areas to go into to work with the assignments that the HR manager would give me. So I would be in college the first part of the day. Then I'd come in maybe around 2 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. But when I came in and I put my papers down, I'll never forget, and this happened way too many times. I don't know why I did not wise up sooner. I would put my papers down on the table, and then I would pick them up, and I realized it would be grape jelly or some type of jelly donut jelly or something on the back of the paper. Even though they knew that I might work at that desk, I say these things not to say anything about those people. It was just how things were. I honestly do not believe they meant anything malicious by the fact that my desk areas were often not clean. I think that just clearly paints the picture that I was a nomad. I really had no place to be. It wasn't my work area. It was the breakfast area. It was the snack table. It was just a place to work. And so I had to realize, listen, you don't have anything that you can be really entitled to. So to work as an unpaid intern on a great jelly stained desk and just literally start from the bottom, but then to make it to the level of vice president of HR and administration, leading 3 departments in a short span of time, I would have never dreamed that would happen, especially not as quickly as it did. And I think there's a few things that played into that. One, my faith is very strong. I have a very, very strong faith. I'm a Christian. I have very strong beliefs, and my foundation is solid in what I believe. And so I believe that some of that's going to come through in today's video as well, because I'm going to kind of talk about some of the things that I hold on to when it comes to me not despising small beginnings, not caring where you are right now, because it's always going to be something greater as long as you're putting in that work. So during today's video, we're going to be talking about why it's so important to not despise small beginnings. Again, if you are watching this video, tell me where you are in your career. I'm curious, are you an intern? Are you an HR manager, a generalist, a specialist? I need to know where you are. I would love to know where you are in your career, because I'm just curious to see what type of people, what type of professions are watching, to see how I can help you to continue to grow and see more development. So again, today we're talking about why it's so important to not despise small beginnings. Whatever small beginnings means to you, we're going to talk about that today. But if you have not already downloaded my free guide, click one of the links below and download the Thriving as an HR Department of One 5 Things Your Career Demands guide. It's going to help you to kind of put a framework, a blueprint around some areas that you might want to start to think about if you're seriously trying to grow your career intentionally. Again, things aren't going to be dropped into your lap. If you want something, you've got to go and work for it. And don't think that just because you are the only one in your department, in your area, in your department with your title, that that's all you can do. I've seen it happen for myself, going from unpaid intern to HR assistant to HR generalist to HR manager to senior HR manager to AVP of administration and human resources to VP of administration and human resources. If I can see that kind of success in a short period of time, I know that you can see it too. It all comes back to intention. It all comes back to having a solid foundation and not letting anything outside of yourself shake you off of your foundation. So I believe there are 2 major reasons why not despising small beginnings is so important. The very first reason, you're going to hear me say this often, and if you follow me on any of my social media channels, every now and then you'll see me put this out as well. Progress is always the goal. Progress is always the goal, no matter where you are. If you feel that you're in a small space right now, if tomorrow you're in a less small space, progress is the goal. We're not trying to make miracles overnight. We're not trying to have a career trajectory that I've had in an even shorter period of time. We're not trying to have you go from unpaid intern to vice president tomorrow. The goal here is progress. But what does progress look like for you? Progress could be more confidence. Progress could be less mistakes. Progress could be more credibility, more respect from your team, from your leaders. Progress could be being called in for special projects. Progress could be being called in for special assignments and special conversations with the senior leadership team to add value from an HR perspective. There's progress in so many different ways. What I don't want you to do is look at progress as only one thing. Progress is more than a title change. Progress is more than an office change. Progress is more than a pay raise. Progress is just being able to see incremental changes over time. And also, I think it's important to not feel that you have to let outside influences determine whether you've made progress. You should be so in tune with what's going on within your life, the things that you've seen, the things that you've read, the things that you want to do and learn. You should know when you've made progress. Never wait on anyone else to come and tell you that you've been doing a good job. Never wait for anyone else to come and give you a pat on the back, tell you that you've made progress, you've exceeded in this area. You should know before anybody else that you've made progress. So again, the goal, when we're talking about not despising small beginnings, the goal is always progress, but you've got to determine what progress looks like for you and what a success looks like for you. Ultimately, no matter where you are right now, even for me right now, I've got a whole HR consulting business and I'm working on a lot of different things. There's still more for me to learn. I take pride in being a lifelong learner. There's never a time where I feel like there's nothing more for me to learn. I feel like if that's the case, then what's the point of me being here? What's the point of me being here on earth? Like there's always more to learn and do and grow into. So take that progress is always the goal mindset, and I think it's going to see so much release of the stress and the weight of expectations, because you're going to have your own internal compass to let you know whether you're going in the right direction or not. Another reason why I feel that not despising small beginnings is so important, because this is your time. This is your time to really learn. This is your time to really get more processes and systems around the things that you do. I feel like sometimes, most times, in an HR department of any size, when everything runs well, a lot of the work that you do goes unseen. Unfortunately, that is just a reality of being in an HR department. But when there's a mistake that's made, if there's a transposed social security number, or a missing benefits election, or a payroll processing error, or an overlooked unemployment claim response, then all eyes are on you and they're wondering, okay, so what happened? Why didn't this get done? So because of this though, don't despise small beginnings, because while you are in a small space, while you are doing things that are not on the large scale, this is your time to really hone those skills. Get your organization under control when it comes to your organizational skills. Get your time management under control. Learn how to be professional. Take all the opportunities that you can to learn and go to seminars and workshops and develop yourself when you're here in this small space before you have all the extra responsibilities and assignments and projects. Use this time in the small space to build your solid foundation. I believe that was one of the things that really helped me within my career, because I was a sponge. I'm still a sponge. If you were to ask anyone that I work with right now, I'm always eager to learn something new. Even when my plate is full, I'm still trying to learn something new, because I'm just like, I'm eager. I just want to know. I want to know, how can I help? How can I serve? Where can I fit in? And when you're in that small space, that should be your everyday instance. Do the things that you need to do, the things that's got to get done, do those things. But figure out ways that you can continue to learn and develop and grow yourself. Using this time where you're in a small space, where you're in a small role, to build that solid foundation is going to be so crucial for your career, because it's going to allow you to have that foundation to build upon with other projects and assignments and responsibilities. So what does this mean? Do not despise small beginnings. And this is where my faith is going to start to come in, because this is so crucial. And I feel like I cannot have this conversation without bringing in this part. So the Bible says that if you are faithful over a few things, you'll be blessed with the many. You'll be charged with the many. And I've seen that happen in my career time and time and time again. I've seen it happen in my life time and time again. If you are faithful over a few things, you'll be charged with many. As you are going in your career, don't despise the small beginnings. When you are in that role, where you're building your solid foundation with the solid, the strength of the foundational knowledge that you're getting, the experience that you're getting, that's going to lead you to have opportunities to do more things. It's going to make space for you. Your gifts will make room for you. So again, do not despise these small beginnings, no matter where you sit right now. I keep saying I started as an unpaid intern, and I'm doing what I'm doing right now. And it's not because I'm this magical person. I'm only here because, first of all, my faith is super strong. But then also, I feel like when you do things with intention, and that's why the goal of this whole 30-day series is intention, because it's so important. Don't let anything happen by chance. Don't let anything happen on accident. If something happens, maybe because you want it to happen. If something happens, you chose for that to happen. Of course, life happens, and there are certain things that you cannot control. But we're going back a few days ago. Remember I said, control what you can control. So what can you control? You can control your attitude. You can control your effort. You can control your time. You can control your attendance. You can control your punctuality. You can control your productivity. All those things cost nothing. And all those things, it does not matter what role you're in, what department you're in, what level of work you're doing right now. Do not despise small beginnings. This is the perfect time for you to build that solid foundation, no matter where you are. Whether you've been on your role for 10 years and you're looking for more, or whether you've been in there for 10 weeks and you're looking for more. There's opportunity for you to do that today. And then the final point that I want to stress to you is that God can bless you wherever you are. God can bless you wherever you are. I think too oftentimes we think, okay, well, when I get to this, whatever this is, whether this is moving to another city, or getting a new car, or moving into a new house, or getting married, or having kids, or whatever, getting a promotion. Too often people say, well, when I get this, then I'll do that. But God can bless you wherever you are. Wherever you are. Again, I say if he did it for me, he can do it for you. But you've got to just put yourself in the position to be able to receive it. For example, if I was in my role as an unpaid intern, and I just, I laid out, I didn't do the work like I really should have did, I didn't pay attention, I wasn't trying to soak up any knowledge, I wasn't trying to learn, I wasn't investing in myself, I didn't go back to school, I didn't get my MBA, I didn't get my PHR certification, I didn't get my SHRM CP certification, I didn't participate on my SHRM chapter, I wasn't participating in anything outside of just doing my job, just 9 to 5, just phoning it in. If I did all those things to that lesser degree, would I have seen the career growth that I've seen so quickly? No, I don't think so. I feel that when you put the foundational work in, again, your gifts will make room for you. So when you put in that work in these small spaces, it's going to allow for you to be able to open yourself up for the opportunity, for the growth, for the promotions, for the opportunities for influence. Because my CEO, he has this quote, I forget who he says it, but leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. So again, never despise small beginnings. Wherever you are, however long you've been there, there's still opportunity for you to do more in your position as long as you want to. But if you know that you want to, then you just have to make the decision to decide what do you want to do and then how are you going to get there. So I hope this conversation has been helpful for you. The topic of not despising small beginnings was heavy on my heart because I just feel like, again, in each of these videos, I talk about the fact that I started as an unpaid intern, but then it's like, but how do you get to where you are? What do I need to do? If I'm in your shoes, I would be asking, what do I need to do differently than what I'm doing right now? So that's probably the question you should ask yourself. If what you've been doing has not worked, then it's time to try something different. If what you've been doing is consistently not giving you the fruits of what you want, it's time to try something different. So again, if you have not yet downloaded the guide for the HR Department of One guide, 5 things that your HR career demands, I encourage you and I invite you to download that by clicking one of the links below. And if you'd like to book a discovery call with me to ask me any questions you want for 30 minutes, my brain is all yours. Anything you want to ask me about your career, what you want to do next, what you've done, what's worked, what's not worked, I would love to help you to work through that. I believe that if you put some intention behind what you're doing day to day, whether that's building your career, whether that's building anything in life, I know you will have no choice but to have success. It's easier to get somewhere when you know where you're going. So just put some intention behind what you do, and it's going to make all the difference. So again, my name is Brittany Graddick. I'm CEO and founder of Talented Teams Consulting, where I specialize in working with HR departments of one, because I have a heart to serve those individuals. Again, I worked as an HR department of one for 6 years before growing my team, and I know how challenging it is. And I look back now and I'm like, how did I do that? How did I do that? It feels impossible looking back, but I did it. You're doing it. There's so many professionals around the world that are doing it, but I just feel like a community is needed to support you all as you are going through these days, challenging, not being able to talk to anyone about what you handle day to day. I feel like this is warranted. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I would love for you to stay connected. Hit the notification bell so you can get updates on the next videos that we'll be getting days 7 through 30. I'm excited about this journey that we're going on. If I can help you in any way, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.